right of refusal for the rest of my work for the rest of my life, meaning I will come out with a new series of work and you will get to see it before anyone else. You will have the first right of refusal before I'm allowed to sell it publicly. And this is a way for you to support me as a patron. Obviously, as I get bigger and better, the token should appreciate in value. You can sell it at any point in time. Like, that's an awesome use, right? That's an amazing concept, right? Where's that?
Sure.
No one's ever talking about that. So
No,
I love what it portends. But to answer your question, you know, the short-term hack that we sort of developed is you just list the item in your art storefront store, and like you would with any other e-commerce thing. And when they click on it, they're taken directly to the digital marketplace that houses the NFT to be able to buy it. So that's how we're solving it for the short term.
Okay. Just as a side note, I saw that a Banksy piece was bought digitally, and so the original was destroyed purposefully so that there would be no question, you know.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like I said, mega bullish, but I think it's going to take a great many years to get there. The good news is that people are working on it real hard and hacking at it real hard, and I love the collector side of it, right? Because you can literally put anything into it, right? Like you could put, you know, this contract allots the token holder to 3 Zoom sessions a year with me on any subject they like, right? Or 3 dinners anywhere in the world, right? Like,
wow,
you can encode whatever you want in it as a way of saying, here's how you're supporting me. Now, again,
those are great.
It's a little wishy-washy, right? Because, you know, legally it's hard enough to enforce law in one country, let alone the whole world, right? So
no, but again, it would be public career suicide if you break that contract, because that contract is so worldwide visible, you know.
For sure.
Those are great ideas, Patrick. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking my question.
My pleasure. Okay, Nina, you're up next. Go ahead, Nina. You'll need to unmute. I'll let you know when you get it. It's a little mic icon, bottom left. It's down there somewhere.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Hello, how are you? Okay.
Good. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. I have a few questions. So I recently got into Instagram.
Okay.
And thanks to COVID, and I've sold a few pieces through Instagram I would not have sold.
Awesome.
However, which was great, even some high-end pieces, but all the people who are buying are either past buyers or they at least knew me somewhat socially. So they knew who I was. There was a trust factor.
Yes.
I just it's really hard to get over the hurdle of getting people who don't know you to trust you to spend, you know, many, many figures on a piece of art.
Yes.
Without the live factor. So I keep running into that because Instagram's definitely helping because I get to see you and all that, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sell without an in-person experience. I almost sold several through Instagram, some people through Europe. I have a lot of contacts through Europe. And I had a few people got really close buying from England.
Okay. Were you on the beginning of this call? Just out of curiosity.
At the very beginning of the call, I want to say 2, so pretty close to the beginning. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So, have you contemplated leveraging what we're doing right now to sell?
What do you mean by doing what we're doing right now to sell?
Hey, Nina, I'm interested in a couple of pieces, and I'd love to talk to you about them. Okay, Patrick, wonderful. Let me send you a Zoom link and we can jump on a video.
Oh, that, yes. I was taking notes on that. That's a great suggestion. Actually, the person who wants to buy my piece, they're in Ohio right now, I'm in New York. I think we could do that. She actually owns a painting. She still knows me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did almost through WhatsApp get on with this other collector in England, but it just kind of fizzled. And I think it's because it was a $14,000 sculpture. I mean,
there's
trust.
There's a rule in, and have you been on one of these before, actually? Yeah, I remember you. Yeah, there's a rule essentially in online selling. Okay. And maybe I've said this before, but I don't think it was on the call you were on, but the minute the price of whatever the widget is goes above $2,000, they want to get on the phone.
Okay.
Full stop. Now, are there some exclusions to the rule? Yes, people buy Teslas online and they don't talk to anyone, right? But there's enough trust there, right? To your point. So knowing that, just know you're going to have a bunch of Zoom calls, a bunch of phone calls. There's no two ways about that. And once you know that, do you know how things change? All over your website, instead of buy now, there's a button that says book a call. Book a call, book a call, book a call. We've got one artist. He is a kid, okay? He's 24 years old. He sold $275,000 last year. 80% of his sales are through book a call. That's how he does it. Because he wants every single
it works.
Because it works.
That where it builds enough trust to
Yes.
spend that kind of money on a
Yes.
piece.
Yes. But also too, what I loved what you said earlier is like, you're like, I've been doing this marketing on Instagram and it's been great. I sold some pieces, but the ones that bought them all knew me. That's the only way sales happen, Nina. It's not, I was randomly flipping through Instagram. I saw a $13,000 sculpture. I was like, I got to have it. And I bought it. Not the way art sells. I flipping through Instagram. Whoa, that was really interesting. And then boom, they left. And then a couple months later, flipping through Instagram. Whoa, there's that artist again, follow. And then a couple of months later, flipping through Instagram, there's a post. You got a link in the bio, get on my email list. I really like this gal. I'm going to get on her email list. Then they're on your email list for 6 months. Then the fourth quarter happens and they just happen to get a vacation house. Boom, that's when the sale goes down. That is how art sells in the real world. People think it sells. I post and there's all these people out there that are looking at that exact moment in time to buy something, right? And they're going to buy it. Art is not a frivolous, instantaneous momentary sale, right? Spur of the moment decision. It is a long drawn out process, and especially at your price points. So you just need to not worry about whether or not they know you. You're like, this is the typical sales funnel, right? You just dump as much as you can up to the top, and some certain amount come all the way down. And the more people that you have in there, the more you're going to sell, right? And so, you'll get some people in there. Then this is why you have to constantly be capturing email addresses. So you have to constantly be emailing email addresses, right? Like you just need to work on your marketing. You're already proven. You already have the pedigree. You are already a big deal in Europe, if I recall correctly, from the last time that we talked. So
I stopped working.
That's okay. It's got nothing to do with other than the fact that you have the chops for this. The world's already told you you're good enough. So that tells me all you have is a marketing problem. That's it. And it's not going away. Not going away, sadly.
It's like, Instagram's a bit like fishing, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. So I gained 500 followers in 1 month. When I finally figured out the formula, I'm like, oh, I can do this. I figured out how to do this thing.
Yeah.
But it's like they were slipping through my fingers. Like they would be.
They still are. They still are slipping through your fingers. They still are, Nina. There's a paid plan to Instagram and there is a free plan. Okay. Everyone knows about the free plan because it's the one that everyone's on. No one knows about the paid plan. The reason they don't know about the paid plan is because they don't publish it. There's no pricing table for the paid plan. But the way that the paid plan works, and I'll explain this very succinctly why you have a marketing problem. You sign up for a Facebook or an Instagram ads account. Okay. And what that allows you to do is show ads on Facebook and Instagram. But what that also does is it gives you a line of code that Facebook calls the pixel. Now, the pixel goes on your website. And if somebody visits your website and Facebook knows who they are, that person gets placed in a bucket. Okay. And that bucket you can show ads to. So you go in and you're doing your normal marketing. You're doing your Facebook, doing your Instagram, you're sending your emails, you're doing everything that you're doing to attempt to sell. The problem is, this is the free plan. You're just posting on Instagram right now, and 1 to 5% of your followers who know who you are seeing what you actually post. Okay. So the paid plan for Instagram is leveraging ads on Facebook and Instagram to your warm audiences, to the people that already know you. Now let's keep the math simple. Let's say you have 1,000 fans on Instagram, and let's be generous and say you're reaching 5% of them on a monthly basis. Okay. With your posts, because that's the way it works. You're missing 95% of the people are not seeing your posts. And so what we do is we combine all of the warm audiences that you have, anybody that's visited your website, anyone that's seen or interacted with a post on Facebook in the last 365 days, anyone that's seen, liked, comment, sent you a DM, any engagement whatsoever on Instagram, and all of your email addresses turned into an audience. All of that goes into what I call the kitchen sink. You pay $5 a day, and instead of the 5% of your 1,000 followers, you get it like to 70 or 80%, and you don't ever stop. And that bill, that $5 to $10 a day, is no different than the rent on your studio or the cable bill at your house. It is a mandatory business expense. Now, no one ever tells anyone this, but that is just some of the marketing you're missing, right? And, you know, it's crazy. Contemplate how hard you're working on Instagram when you feel like you're getting the hang of it. And now be a little deflated because 5% are seeing what you're doing. So is it like fishing? Yeah, it absolutely is. Do we teach you to get a much bigger boat with more lines in the water? Yeah, we do, because that's the ball game.
Well, the reason why I'm still on this end versus the with you end is I've been struggling with the the website, the visuals of the website. Because, you know, generally that's the first thing I'm looking at is how is it going to present my work. And it's very much a storefront, right? Like it's, and for me, I don't necessarily want to show my prices right away because the galleries are selling at one point. They're not selling well, by the way, especially right now. They're not doing squat.
Have you seen the art marketing report that I talked about?
By Art Basel that you're talking about?
Yeah.
No.
I really want you to download that and read it. Okay. Now, you know, the world that you're aiming to play in is the rarefied of the rarefied, right? 6%, you know, top 6% of the market. But what was really interesting in that report, and you know, you're one thing before, if you ever did sign up, you can show prices or not show prices. 2 seconds. It's a decision. But what's interesting in that report is 65 to 70% of the high net worth individuals said it was very important that you show price that they surveyed. And that's sort of my feeling as well, because like, you know, it doesn't, in my opinion, those people are short on time. They don't want to beat around the bush. No one ever shows them pricing on any of the rest of the luxury stuff, and they end up detesting it. Just show me what the damn price is, right? And it gets you one step closer. But in every one of those situations, you're just looking to get that person on a call. You're just looking to get I mean, I could judge the health of your business based on number of video chats or phone calls, if you like, but number of video chats you're having with prospective buyers on a monthly basis. It's the only metric that matters for you. Not kidding.
I've never been high volume.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. But guess what? For all of the reasons why, for somebody that's got cheaper pieces, the high volume is important. Like, you're playing with small numbers, but look at your profit margins, Nina. One extra call a month might be an additional $15,000 or $20,000 a month to your bottom line at your price point. So I can judge the health of your business based on how many Zoom chats you're having on a monthly basis, Nina. I can. And let me tell you, if it goes from 1 to 2, holy shit, you probably just doubled the business. What if it went to 5? What if it went to 10? Just by you working a little bit harder on the marketing. So I'm telling you, you have a marketing problem. We can help you, but you video chat is your jam. Period. Full stop. Get one area in your house. Probably going to need to get some sort of rolling cart, because I don't know how the hell you're going to move those things around otherwise.
I have hydraulic tables.
Okay, so you already have it. You already have it.
Yeah, I can move them around. Yeah.
And look, you know, like, you know, you could come on board and say, like, Patrick, I'm just not comfortable. I'm not going to use the website. And I'd be like, no problem. You don't even need to use it, but you need to learn this comprehensive marketing system, and then you need to do it consistently. And this year, your Instagram followers are at 5,000. And I'm going to say, Nina, that's great. 5 years from now, I wanted it at 500,000. Let's go. Let's go.
I hit 1,000. I'm like, oh, that's good. Now I'm at 14, and I haven't really been paying attention. I just had but like I said, I hit, like, when I wanted to, I hit like 500 in a month, and then I like backed it off because I got, you know.
Yep. Imagine if you had the $10 a day ads program going on as well, right? Like, where would you be, right? Like, is
that through you, or is that through Instagram?
We teach you how to do it. I mean, you could pay us to do it, but you don't want to pay us to do it. We'll teach you how to do it. And it's very simple once we do. It's not even a lot of work. It's an extra like 6 minutes worth of work a day. Not kidding.
Awesome. So let me ask you this, for the international thing, can you guys help me with shipping?
Yeah, we can. We can help you with the program of shipping, but like, look, you know, is your business awesome in a lot of ways? Yeah. One way it's not: shipping, not going away. Going away.
Customs is always a pain in that.
Customs is a pain. No question. Okay. But if I was shipping a rolled up print, customs, no problem. The fact that you are shipping giant slabs of granite and marble and whatever you work in, that's the heaviest stuff on the planet.
And delicate. Yeah, it's delicate and heavy.
Yes.
Not a good combination.
No, I'm sorry. That is the nature of your business, right? If I was going to be a catcher in baseball, I'm probably going to have knee problems for the rest of my life. That is the nature of their business. We all have a cross to bear, right? Step one is just acknowledge it, and then step two is get on with it. So yeah, I mean,
insurance. Can you help with insurance? I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is where you sort of leverage the network, because we have a huge customer base. They're located all over the world. There's some that are doing exactly what you're doing, and when that's the case, it's pretty easy to leverage that. Hey guys, how are we approaching this? And then what's going to end up coming back is you're going to get the name of 6 different insurers, and then you're going to be able to pick the one that works the best for you. I've had multiple situations where customs is snatched to work. So we've been through that whole song and dance. Okay. Most recently that my buddy that I was showing you earlier, he did a custom portrait for somebody in Mexico City. They snatched it in Mexico City. It took like 9 months and the whole rigmarole. So point is that you have a bunch of people that have been through the problems that you've been through, and you at least are not alone. You have a sounding board there, which is probably more valuable than, any type of detailed documentation, because each one of those things is such a unique situation.
So does the website calculate international shipping and insurance, or is that something else that I do?
I would recommend that you, given the nature of your transactions and given the price points, in your mind, you're thinking like, I'm probably going to run all those through the website, right? And certainly you can, but no one is going to buy your work that way. Not happening. You're going to agree to a price on the Zoom call, and you're either going to do wiring instructions, or maybe they're going to pay on credit card. But look, once you get the sale over the line, the shipping is the easiest thing to sort. Hardest thing to do is get the sale. Everything else, easy in comparison.
So that's okay, because generally clients will interact, and for example, there's a piece I'm selling soon to a past client, and they'll email me the stuff, so it won't necessarily go through the website.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
It'll get to capture the point.
Yeah. I mean, I the advice I give to you is a little bit different than I give to everyone else, because I know your pedigree and everything else and what you're selling. But the website is there. Everyone in their mind is like operating under this like flawed premise that you don't do anything and all these people just come to the website all the time and they purchase, and that's fantastic. Nothing could be further from the truth. Like, the website is awesome. It's best in class. It can do all of the things that you need it to do. And my contention is you don't ever want it to do those unless you are getting so many sales that you can't handle the volume yourself. Because, you talk about know, like, and trust, right? Let me contrast A and B, okay? A, you never got to meet me on video. A would just be, you came to the website and I got you on an email list and I emailed you every single solitary day, and you came back to the website. Then a year and a half later, you decided to get on the phone and you had a phone conversation. It was sort of, okay, back to the website, back to seeing our ads. Then you came back. Okay. Contrast that with you being able to have an intimate one-on-one chat on video. How much more do you know, like, and trust? How much more do you know that I know what I'm talking about, or at least sound like I know what I'm talking about, right? And the premise underpinning that one is, if you look at a chemical reaction, and the chemical reaction is how long it takes to get to know, like, and trust, video is just a catalyst. It's just a catalyst, right? I'm not going to be in your hometown. I'm not going to meet up with you in some bar and get to know you and your artistic statement and what makes you tick. But this jumping on a Zoom session, I can do it. And how much quicker than the months of emailing and seeing stupid Facebook ads and everything else. So it's just so powerful in what it offers. And, I look at my customer base, and I want every single solitary one of them doing more video. Because if you have the option to interact with a customer, unless you're selling 10 pieces a day, I'm sorry, you have the time, and it's the most valuable thing that you could be doing, right? Because once I get to know you, okay, once I have the piece in your house, once somebody comes over and goes, oh my gosh, that's interesting. And then I do my little big league, and it's like, oh yeah, Nina did it. I actually have a relationship with the artist. I know her, right? Like, everybody wants to say that to their friends, right? And now they're bragging. It's like, oh, now I can introduce you. So it gets me fired up. But the point is that early on when you're starting a business, especially, but I think this has always been the case, there's like this mantra in the startup world: do the things that don't scale, meaning do the things that you couldn't do 1,000 times a day. Like, for every new customer that signs up, grab your video, make a video to them personally. Hey, Nina, thank you so much for signing up. You're awesome. Can't wait to see what we do together. Hang up, send it to them. If you get 1,000 people a day, no way you're doing that, right? You'll be making videos all day. So it's something that doesn't scale, right? Like, handwritten thank you notes don't scale. The things that don't scale provide the greatest ROI. The return on those things that don't scale is outsized. And everyone in their head thinks, I don't want to do any of that. I just want to have all my stuff on the website. I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm not going to see anyone. They're just going to come to the website. They're going to buy. I don't have to do anything. And the website's going to handle all of it. It's the worst experience for your customers. You're not building any loyalty. So yeah, that's my rant.
Good, it's good stuff. Yeah, I let's see. I think that's it. I said international shipping, high value trust, building trust. Awesome. Well, I had a surgery actually.
So, what'd you say? You have surgery?
I had surgery, so now I have time to do a website.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing. You need to sign up. It's a no-brainer. You need to commit to the marketing work. Okay. If you commit to the marketing work and the consistently committing to the, and I see your hand, Dan, don't worry, and consistent marketing work, I have zero doubt that you will 100x your investment with us. I have no doubt about that based on what I'm hearing. You just have to do it consistently. And it's like, what was it, 6 months ago that you were on a call? The last one?
Maybe. I don't, it's been a bit. Yeah, I don't.
Your business would be in a much better place, I can say with no ego, if 6 months ago till now you would have been marketing and focused marketing, because it's going to take you an entire year to learn the whole system. The whole system is comprehensive. It's no different than doing 100 push-ups in one sitting, right? Like you got to do 10, and then after you do 10, you get to 20. Like, it takes a while, but once you learn that and once you do that consistently, like I think you'll kick butt. I think you'll kick butt, and I could care less if you ever even use a website at all. But you probably just, there's the websites you've seen are like all the e-commerce ones. You don't need to do that. You can have it be a pretty business card if you're so inclined. And I might do that in your case because yours is just a different deal.
Yeah, that's the thing. I had time finding one of the examples that would fit my style. Like I was like, okay, which one? I couldn't see.
You can build whatever you want with it. It doesn't even need to look like a typical e-commerce store. And again, if I'm you, I'm probably going to put like the 3 to 4 pieces that are available right now, and I'm just going to have them beautiful, isolated on the page with a book a call button. I'm going to have the about me section. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. Like, wall preview, any of the rest of that. No, nonsense. No one's buying that way. Not for you. Not at your price points. No chance.
Well, right now I have no website other than my gallery.
Yep.
So I'm not really losing much by giving it a go.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Get well, Nina. Thanks. Okay, it's going to go Reggie, and then Ann, I'll come back to you. Go ahead, Reggie.
Yes, how you doing, Steve?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Couple questions for you.
Shoot.
My gallery's going to do a lot of drop shipping. Can you tell me how your customer service works as far as responding to the customer after they purchase it?
So the drop shipper itself, I mean, it just looks like it's coming from you. So there's no, they're not responding to customer service stuff. Like that's incumbent upon the artist, but we don't really have anybody that has a big problem with that. So, I mean, are you fielding like a large number of customer service, that's, and the others right now?
Yeah, I'm just saying, suppose, I'm not talking about buyer's remorse. If a person buys it and doesn't want it and want to return it, or if it's damaged or something like that, how can I, check and make sure it wasn't damaged?
That's easy. And to be honest with you, this is I get in trouble for saying this, but I don't really care. I'm going to say it anyway. When you're dealing with really, really big printers, okay, let me qualify that. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, in upwards of $10 million a year in sales, okay, and a print is damaged, okay, a print is big and technically somewhat difficult to ship. Do you know what ends up happening when someone's damaged?
No.
They don't want it back because they just don't care. It costs more money to take it back and worry about it than it does to just print another one and send it. And that's what they do. That's what they do. And the few times when it actually happens, that's what ends up going down. And it's extremely infrequent. And it's just not a problem across our customer base at all, because the 2 or 3 times it happens, they're like, terribly sorry to hear that. We'll send you another one. Donate the other one to charity or dispose of it. Thanks. That's it.
Sounds good. Yeah. Okay. And I'm tracking and I'm building it out. Okay. And I'm estimating that to go full force with you, that's an initial investment about $10,000.
No,
If I,
no. Well, define full force. What do you mean full force?
if I get the gold plated
Mhm.
website with all your bells on it, plus I get to, was it $2,000 for the design of the website and
Oh,
$2,000.
you want them to build the whole site for you. Yeah, even then, it's not even close to $10,000. Like the biggest deal that we do is $5,000, I think, and that's like a 5-year deal. So what a lot of people do is they end up buying, a 5-year plan because you get a much better break on it by doing that. But
Mm-hmm.
10,000, absolutely not. And to be honest with you, like, well, I think even the website build, they give you a deal when you sign up if you want that to happen. So yeah, that 10,000 is absolutely not. And to be honest with you, like, one of the other questions I get all the time is like, well, how much money am I going to need to spend on marketing in the first year? And like, do I need to be running ads right away? And even to that question, it's like, absolutely not. Like until you start building up those marketing muscles, until you can do all these necessary things, capturing emails, emailing the emails on a regular basis, posting on socials, you understand how to execute a sale and what that all looks like. Until you have all of that in the water, you're not ready to spend a dime on marketing. The only other thing that we have you spend money on after you signed up is there are some marketing efforts and initiatives that we do that center around print giveaways. Okay. And that's the only thing that you need to buy, but those expenses are extremely minimal. So.
Okay. Now I'm following you and I'm building up my site.
Yes.
Okay. And there's no knock. Okay. But I'm building around my customers like what I like. And one of the things I get out of the storefront is a host of emails. Boom. Every day I get 3 or 4 emails from you.
Oh, from us.
All right.
Oh yeah. We're relentless. We're terrible.
Yes.
We are one of the worst in the business at it, Reggie. I'm embarrassed by it, sadly.
Okay. Now, like you say, your term, art is probably much a high friction item.
Yes.
I'm thinking it's going to take 30 days for a customer to decide to buy once they see.
Yeah, I mean, you're again, this is like a crystal ball question, right? Like, the formal definition in marketing is called effective frequency. And effective frequency specifically is how many times a prospective customer needs to be exposed to the brand in one format or another until they're ready to make a purchase. And, depending on the product, the numbers range from like 7 to 15, meaning, someone saw a new pair of Nikes. They need 7 more impressions with the brand before they're going to contemplate buying the pair of Nikes, right? Art is less straightforward. Some people will have a shorter cycle. Some people, it will take them 10 years before they purchase anything from you and everything in between. So it's less about worrying about what those individual mathematical formulas are, and instead saying, I'm not going to worry about what these first 10 people are going to do. I know the score is going to take care of itself. I'm going to worry about getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them.
Yeah. And that's what I like your approach. And you're good on marketing. That's what I like your approach. Eyeballs, keep it in front of people, and those that buy are going to buy, and those that are on the sideline, let them stay on the sideline.
Yeah. Do you know what the even better analogy is, Reggie, that I love to use is we think in our minds, and I always use the fishing analogy. I haven't even been fishing in a long time, but I still like the analogy. We think in our minds, as business owners, artists, photographers, people trying to sell, people trying to market, that we're fishermen and we're going to have a sale, or we're going to send out an email, or whatever the case may be. And it's like we drive our boat out to the fishing grounds and we throw our line in the water, which is our sale or our email or our marketing message. And we think in our minds that all the fish are right underneath the boat. Okay. Nothing can be further than the truth. Those fish are 3,000 feet down at the bottom, or they're 30 miles away, right? You don't ever know when the fish are going to be at the surface. Okay. They do their own thing. Sometimes they're at the surface, sometimes they're not, right? Which is why it's called fishing and not catching. And so once you know that lesson, once you understand that, Reggie, you might sometimes send 3 to 4 emails a day because you never know which ones are actually going to get read when the fish are at the surface. So if that's the case, it really just comes down to how consistently am I fishing and how consistent are my lines in the water?
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? And so, when they are, you stand a much better chance at actually being ready. And so you don't ever know when your buyer is going to be ready to buy all you can do is make sure that your message is out there in the water all the time, so that when they do get a vacation house, or when they do move out of the city to the country, or when they do get rid of the roommate whose art was all over the wall, then they remember you. And that's the ball game. There's no magical formula with how many days, you know, once they see your art until they're ready to go, you'll never know. So it's about having a whole bunch of people that you're constantly marketing to that are going to be fish at the surface, and you're going to be there when they do.
Okay. Now I've been going through your site for your printer. Who sets the price?
You do.
Okay, I set the price, but then they'll come along and set the different prices for the sizes of the print.
Yeah. So, you know, it's basically, you have full control over everything with us, as you would expect. But what you can do is you can globally set your markup percentage, which is oftentimes what we recommend, you know, like mark everything up 250%. But you can also do it on size by size, media by media basis if you're so inclined, right? I mean, sometimes that could get a little difficult because there's so many permutations, right? 6 media types, 10 different sizes. Well, that's a whole lot of items to be setting the price on.
Yeah.
So most people just do it globally. And then, you know, sometimes they'll do it via media type, and sometimes some of the little smaller sizes will get a little wacky, so you can adjust those down, but you have full control.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure, Reddy. Great questions. All right, Laurel, are you still there? I'm gonna unmute you now, and then Ann. Oh no, actually, Ann, it was Ann and then Laurel. So Ann, I'll get you, and then I'll go Laurel. Oh no, you forgot your question.
No. I don't mind waiting. I'm really learning a lot from everybody else too.
Oh,
so that's
wonderful.
great. Okay. My question was about pricing. Do you advise on that?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Great.
Yeah,
okay.
Really, really important. And, you know, I love talking about that too. And I love talking about that specifically as like we get up into your world and, you know, Nina's world earlier, is one of the constant refrains that I get is, I don't want to discount my work. It cheapens it. People have told me it cheapens it. I don't want to be on sale. It'll cheapen my notion as an artist. I am aware of 2 companies, Ann, in the world that don't ever have sales: Louis Vuitton and Tiffany's. And guess what? Louis Vuitton just acquired Tiffany's. So now I'm only aware of 1 company in the world that doesn't have sales. Everyone else has sales. This business fundamentally, okay, is about normal marketing, sale, normal marketing, sale, normal marketing, sale. The year ends, the typewriter head goes back to the beginning, normal marketing, sale. That's just how it goes. That's at a website, e-commerce, merchant driven level. But being that I've been doing this for a while, I've got to actually work on gallery shows with customers who have pieces in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, $1,000. Do you have any idea the amount of discounting that goes on when the pieces get above $25,000? It would make you sick. The people that can afford to buy those artworks did not become high net worth individuals by paying retail. Okay. Right. They do not pay retail. The discounting that goes on up there is even higher. So I bring all that up as a rant on pricing to say, you want to price your stuff high so you have some room to come down and feel like they've gotten a good deal. So we recommend a 250% markup on all the stuff on the site, right? But a lot of that is prints. It's not necessarily the originals and the commissions, where the pricing gets a little bit more subjective. Even on those, I like really, really high prices so that you can come down and negotiate, okay? And not only that, there's no magical formula for pricing either. And the beautiful thing is, pricing is a completely reversible decision. Okay. You could set all the prices in you could change it tomorrow. No one will know, no one will care, no one will even say anything because they didn't see it in the first place. But yes, we advise you.
Great. That's good to know. And I love your philosophy. That's great.
Yeah. Number one rule, do not get hung up on it, and try to raise prices often. And if you're struggling with that, send me a message. I'm not going to tell you when I do it, but I will log into your website in the middle of the night and raise all of your prices. You don't need to know. Okay?
I love that. Okay.
I will just do
Great.
it. Don't worry. All right.
Thank you. Yeah. That's so exciting. Thanks. This is working. This is great. Okay.
And, you know, the other beautiful thing, and Laurel, I'm going to unmute you. The other beautiful thing is, you know, art is, you can't comparison shop art. The pricing is completely arbitrary, right? And so you can set it any which way you want. And, you know, you're not comparison shopped, right? They're not looking at your piece and then looking for what it selling for on Amazon, right? Like, it's not how it goes. So the pricing becomes, yeah, no problem at all. But Laurel, go ahead. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm new to this. I've never tried, I'm really bad at marketing anything. I'm an artist. I don't know anything about marketing.
Yes.
I have an Etsy store. It gets no traffic whatsoever because I don't know how to draw people there.
Yeah.
And so I looked at your stuff just briefly. I looked at the first video that said it was something like $1,000 to start and $44 a month. What exactly do you get for that?
Yeah, so the easy way to think about it is, and this is why we do the demo process, by the way, because it walks you through the whole thing with all the bells, all the whistles, all the plans, and everything else, and helps to see it visually. That being said, let me tell you, what you just brought up with Etsy, what you just brought up with marketing is why we exist, right? Like, we started out as a website company, and we realized very quickly that our job, if we want to be successful, is create successful customers. If we don't create successful customers, we're not going to have a business, right? And so we realized very quickly that every artist and photographer has a huge marketing problem. And so we realized that we need to solve the marketing problem, or we're not going anywhere. So do you get a website with us, same as everyone else? Yes, absolutely you do. The money you pay, the $1,000 down, goes to pay basically for you to enroll in the art business university that never has any graduates, and because the teaching will never stop, right? And so what you're paying for is a lifetime marketing education that comes in a whole bunch of different facets and formats. When you do your demo, you'll see this. But we have a calendar, what tells you to do 365 days a year. We have a large DIY, learn at your own pace education bank, courses of every kind, videos, photos, text, all of that. We have twice weekly teaching sessions on Zoom, where you come on and we talk about what you should be doing that week, and we go over the marketing tasks and how it works, and you get to hear about other people's successes, and you get to ask your questions. And then 6 days a week, you can jump into a tech session with support on Zoom with whatever you're struggling with. Struggling with the website, they'll help you fix it. Struggling with Facebook, they'll help you fix it. Struggling with MailChimp, they'll help you fix it. So you're essentially paying for a lifetime marketing education that never stops. And that's what we believe, the combination of the two. Yes, the website, yes, the technology, yes, all that, plus the nonstop marketing education, and you're in business. Without it, it's just another Etsy site, right? That nobody's coming to.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Good questions. Good session today. They're all totally different, but I really enjoyed that. Do we have any other questions? Oh, Roth is asking why the prices are different. Rafa, the prices are different because there's essentially 3 plans that have to do a little bit with bells and whistles on the website. They'll show you that on the demo. But other than that, for the baseline fee, everybody gets all of the marketing stuff in perpetuity, which is just so important. And yeah, I mean, you all have a marketing problem week in, week out. Nothing ever changes. It's just how this thing works. So that's what we solve more than anything else. Hopefully that answers your question, Rafa. Yeah, Philip will explain it and go through all the stuff on the video. But you don't, the larger point that I would say, and take it with a grain of salt, right? Because I'm the marketing guy, right? And what is, everything looks like a nail to the hammer, right? But you guys all know marketing is your biggest problem, right? And so, I say you don't have a website problem. You have a marketing problem. You just need to get started. And so, if you're on a budget, don't feel like you need the freaking Cadillac plan. Don't tell them I said this, but you don't need the damn Cadillac plan. What you need to do is get going on the marketing immediately, right? Immediately, because it's a snowball. And by the way, you're going to be doing this for the rest of your natural born life. So best to get started. What's the best time to plant an oak tree? 30 years ago. Next best time today. So yeah, that's my rant. I'm sticking to it. Any final questions, guys? Gone. Okay. Well, great session today. Really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys, the questions, all of it. Hope to see you on the inside soon. And 14 days or less on that website. Get that thing up. Make your husband do all the heavy lifting. Just give him a back massage or something and say, great job, honey, get it done. But I appreciate you guys.